Hey, thank you for listening to Singapore Community Radio. Electrico is our latest guest for 10 tracks. They're a Singaporean band with a history of their own, and we're really excited to have them in the studio with us, this time round. The trio made out of David Tan, Desmond Goh, and William Lim Jr. Were representative of a brand new kind of indie rock in Singapore in the 2000s. While they spent most of the 2010s under the radar, they're back with a new EP. It's titled B-Sides, Live at the Power Station. The EP consists of reworked songs from the discography, and they're going to be here today with us to talk about this project, along with the 10 tracks that mean the most to them. So, as you can see, I'm really fortunate to have the band Electrico here in the studios with me.
Dave.
What's up?
Desmond. William. Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, man, since we even got to hang out at all.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming down to the SGCR studios, my little home, studio, very cramped as it is.
If any of you out there cannot see the room, right?
Yeah.
It is one kind of kick-ass,
dope
Star Wars control room, man.
It's everybody's dream man cave.
It is totally.
I know. Every time we have people here, then everybody's kind of distracted.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, you got so many things to see around here.
So for the first 5 minutes, if we're a bit lost, you know why.
Yeah, man. But yeah. So for 10 tracks, obviously we got you guys to kind of pick out 10 tracks that you guys feel very passionately about. But before we kind of launch into that, right? Tell us about what you guys been up to, and what's up with this new EP that you guys have up.
Well, I think in a nutshell, we haven't been doing much since our last release, which is in 2008. But ever since then, there've been a lot of people asking us how they can basically hear our stuff.
Yep.
Because we're not of that. We're still that generation who was not very digital. It's more CDs and stuff like that. So, after our last release in 2008, we kind of, when we took our hiatus, we never managed to get our stuff onto streaming platforms.
Okay.
So a lot of people who are trying to listen to our music just couldn't access it, unless they've had that. They managed to find that obscure link to some YouTube
on
thing.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So this this kind of release also kind of marks Electrico being on all the streaming services as well, right?
Correct. That's the reason why we did this recording in the first place, because we knew that it's been such a long time since our music has been out there. And to kind of commemorate it going on to streaming services, we didn't want it to just go up without any kind of supporting content or just something to just kind of create a little bit of buzz,
Yeah, it's also nice to during this COVID period to have you guys have the performances out. If you guys didn't know already, the performances are available to watch on their website as well as on YouTube.
And on YouTube. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right. To add to this, our management have a venue which is the Pasir Panjang Power Station, and it's they, Richard said, get pull some strings and help us to actually set up a stage over there and things to actually do this live recording, this B-Sides live at Power Station thing at the Pasir Panjang Power Station and stuff, and it turned out. It's a great vibe. I think if you guys have been there before, it's a very nice place.
And you guys can watch the performances on YouTube and just have a feel of how it is. It looks awesome. The whole staging and all that looks great.
Yeah,
and it's funny how it actually didn't start out with such grand aspirations. It's more like, hey, let's just finally get our stuff on streaming. So we should post about it, right? Something, just create some buzz. And then the conversation just started from there in terms of...
So that was the spontaneity in the press release. I say, let's get
Yeah, there's always a spark, right? There's always a spark. We had, at that point of time, we didn't have any grand plans of doing a live recording. It just so happened that while we were having that discussion, the fact that we had that venue just suddenly became apparent to us.
Okay.
And the whole idea of kind of rehashing some of our older tracks that were not released before, as alternate singles, so to speak. Like if we had to do it all over again, what songs would we want to put forward, right?
Yeah.
Instead of the ones that already went out. So
Okay.
yeah, it just started getting us excited.
Well, I'll come back to like the questions about the songs later,
Yeah.
but like about your own lives, what's been happening,
Yeah.
in your own lives, like, throughout this like hiatus for you guys.
It's just getting back to life, man. Because I think from 2003 to about 2008, it was a big whirlwind. I mean, at least for me, I'll just speak for myself. It was really a big whirlwind. It was intense. It was great, but it was very intense. So after our last release, I think it was good to finally come up for air, have some breathing room, and just get back to life and friends and family, and there's no way you can put a hold on that. Life has a funny way of just grabbing you anyway, regardless. And then once we started getting married and having kids and all that,
I think Dave's got a lot of his like freelance, but he's doing the film production and also writing of music jingles and doing VO and stuff. And for me, I'm doing a lot more on like music festivals, production and organizing events and things like that.
Okay.
And, still something involved with music and stuff. And then we're still teaching music and things. And so, so I think all of us got a bit of like still got in touch with music in some ways, in some alternate
For sure. Yeah, but I mean, like, last year and this year still is kind of like a terrible time for, I think, like live music altogether.
Happened right in the middle of our excitement for putting this project together. Actually, but
So would ideally, to have like launched this would have been, I guess, like a live show, right?
Yeah,
I
precisely.
suppose.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch the video besides live in the power station, it's really a live setting. If there's an audience there, it'd be a perfect experience for them in some ways. Then we can even video it live or stream it, or actually more of like video it live and then put it out as Spotify recording or whatsoever, and then on YouTube videos. It's just as an alternate, as the the by the way thing. It's supposed to be a live concert in some ways, if you know what I mean. But then because of COVID and all, we can only put it out in such a manner.
Yeah, we do what we can, right? During this period.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, before we go any further into questions about you guys, let's kind of talk about the songs that you pick. So, I mean, I'll start off with William. He's been kind of silent, and one of the songs that he picked was Mute Math, Typical.
Oh yes.
You want to talk a little bit about why? What's the importance, or rather, what's the significance of this song for you?
Because that time when we watched the band live, it was quite interesting because the way they pull off the performance, and I just like the way the beat goes also, the offbeat.
This was in South by Southwest, right?
Yeah, South by Southwest Festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ever seen them, they're a very flamboyant band to watch.
For sure, definitely.
And the drummer had his
headphones
taped to his
Tape
head,
to the head.
with duct tape because he's so violent on the drums.
He's so hard hitting and all.
And I think William just got a nice big willy getting off on the drummer, I think. But
So it's definitely the drumming, the drummer, the drumming, and
it's kind of unique,
Okay.
You don't hear this kind of drumming often.
he's like a drum machine.
Like a drum machine.
But with a lot of mojo and a lot
With a lot of
feel.
mojo and a lot of fills and just the random. It's like a drum machine that's about to what's the word? Hang. This good time. It's a lot glitchy
and all.
Glitchy, but still in time kind of thing.
Nice. And I think I have this song that I have not heard. It's by Kon Kan. It's one of your picks. I beg your pardon.
Oh wow.
Bro, this is one of the main 80s song that you all got to listen to it, man. It's like one of the one of those songs that you can hear in those cassette compilation is will always be there, and on the radio it will always be there also. I heard it during my primary school, and
Is
it's
it
like,
the dun 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 dun?
yeah, with that keyboard riff. Then the verse is like very monotone and very calm. Then got a very soaring chorus and all. It's like such a contrast, and it was very interesting to me because this sound and all is like whoa, it's totally different from because last time I listened to Liu Wenzhen, the Chinese Taiwanese pop and all that kind of thing. Yeah. Then suddenly this world is opened up to me and I was like, oh. And furthermore, so I think it was my primary school crush who introduced this song to me or something that make this song even more memorable. You know how music will kind of like trigger memories and stuff like that. Music and sense, that kind of thing. So yeah, this kind of like trigger a lot of those kind of like primary school memories.
Okay, I'm gonna go, and after this like chat, I'm definitely gonna listen to it. But I'm pretty sure, you know, if it's like from the 80s, I would have heard it.
You would have
heard it.
You would have heard it. Like, maybe you don't know the name, but
I just don't know the name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And well, I mean, we have something from you, Josh
Rouse. Josh Rouse.
And the song is Winter in the Hamptons.
Yeah, this track. Actually, not so much just this track. It was this album. Josh Rouse put out this album called Nashville. This is one of the tracks from Nashville, but they were all very, very, just very poignant and melodic, country style pop. And someone had just like I was not familiar with Josh Rouse before we went on tour in the States, so I just loaded it up into my iPod.
And this was like when you guys went for
South by Southwest,
right?
They went for the South by Southwest tour. So I was playing the album on when we were on tour, and I just kept it on loop because his style, his voice, the melodies, and the wistfulness of how he plays, and there's a lot of acoustic and country elements in it, which was kind of very, very fitting as we made our way through Texas, which is where most of our playing was done. So it just became very soundtracky.
What year was this for South by Southwest?
2007.
2007.
06, 07, that period.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was very soundtrackish kind of music. So when you're sitting in the bus or you're sitting on the plane and you're looking out the window and you're listening to Josh Rouse, it's almost everything became like a scene from a movie, and it made
picture perfect.
Exactly. So everything became like a moment. Everything you looked at, even someone standing at a bus stop and you're hearing some Josh Rouse music playing in the background, suddenly it becomes a
feeling, right?
Yeah.
Just the feeling.
So that really stood out to me, and since then, I've always kept that kind of melodic sensibilities in mind, whenever I think of music.
Well, I mean, talking about like feelings and all that. Going back into the EP that you guys put out. What was the decision? How do you come to the decision of picking the songs that you did? And how did you feel that you made them different? For example, Shadows was from your latest one, which was We Satellite, and then Little Girl was from Hip City, and Only Where I'm Going, also from Hip City, and Fable again, Angst Machine, which is from So Much More Inside. I'm sure there were there other songs that you wanted to fit in as well, or why do you all pick these songs?
I think, so when we were on a hiatus, right, so there's a lot of backstory. Because even though we weren't doing much with the band, whenever we do see each other, very often we'll talk about how itchy we are to start something again, or that we happen to listen to our old stuff and then got inspired again, and we'll be like, hey, actually, I'm just listening to our old stuff. We got some nice stuff, lah. They'll be like, yeah, we got some nice stuff.
Bragging to ourselves,
It's kind of like, and more in a sense to try and inspire each other to kind of kickstart again, lah.
Yeah.
Because all of us were itching. So, I think when the time came to put this project together, we already had tracks in mind that we really enjoyed from our previous albums.
Okay.
That we would like to present, lah. And so the four tracks that you mentioned are the four tracks that we felt that we wanted to present. If we got to do it all over again, if we got to release the four albums all over again, which in a way that's what's happening because they're now just all going on streaming. So which are the songs?
Yeah.
we'd like to
Furthermore,
present?
these 4 songs that we selected are not the songs that we usually play live during our
Yeah.
gigging days and all.
Yeah, that's what I noticed as
Yeah.
well. I mean, these are like the EP title B-sides.
Yeah, that's why.
B-sides.
Yeah, only one of them, like maybe like 2 of them, 1 or 2, like Shadow and Only Where I Go. Maybe we have played a few times during live shows and stuff. But the other 2, Faber Angst and Little Girl and all, it's totally like it's a slow burn kind of song, which never really fits a lot of gig situation and stuff. Maybe in the in blue jazz, a cozy environment, we may have presented, but I don't think we had a chance to present that to you.
That's true.
In blue jazz or more cozy venues and stuff. So I guess we also want to do these songs justice because we believe that it's good songs that need to be out there again to be heard. So we kind of like and put in new arrangement with a small chamber group of brass and strings and to kind of like add more meat to it and stuff.
Okay, so how did that whole the chamber group come about? Was it like for the performance, or like it was kind of like thought up for this release, for this recording?
I think initially when we first when the idea for this project came about, our original idea was to make it a stripped down, more like an unplugged kind of
Like
setting.
acoustic
kind of an approach to it. So automatically, we were thinking of adding strings and brass. But as it went on, and we, and there were songs like Shadow and all that, which I don't know really translated well acoustically. We decided to just switch it up.
I think we could kind of imagine the song that we choose that has that's very suitable for the strings and all that.
Yeah, they had space for the
There's space
symphony
for it,
to come
yeah.
through. Because even so, what happened was, so I decided to go acoustic, right? But so I went unplugged and I played an acoustic guitar, but the rest were all still plugged in. So it pretty much sounded very close to a full band setup.
I mean, like in terms of arrangement, we never really deviate that much. Only the sound maybe have changed a bit and add in a bit of your strings arrangement and your brass arrangement, which is done by the keyboardist that we got, Jonathan Shin, who wrote all those parts. He did it very well, and it just came out like that. And also, like for example, Faber Angst, we just add another bar to let the keyboardist John to add another vibe to it, a small little segment of solo, that kind of thing. All this kind of like comes organically when we were jamming and stuff. But I think we never really like stick to the plan of doing full wood, full on wood.
Full.
Yeah, and how was like the working kind of like relationship? Like, do you all like have a lot of like rehearsals? Do you all back and forth, Zoom or like whatever?
Well, we had to rehearse because at that point of time, I think it was a long time since we were.
So like we got to rehearse like almost every week.
Yeah,
get it ready.
We were a bit. We were actually afraid at the start because it was like, what is this piece of wood with these strings? And then you
Strange thing over here.
strange. It makes a sound. So we knew that we needed to kind of jam quite a lot to kind of get back to a certain level, or at least something. And plus, it's going to be a live recording, which is now even more daunting.
How many takes did it take?
Wow.
I think
we did 4 rounds.
4 rounds.
We did
Yeah,
4 rounds.
4 rounds for each song. Yeah.
We did 4 rounds for each song. Yeah.
And then you pick the one that you guys were happy with.
Yeah.
And funnily, it's always the first take that sounds the best.
Yeah. Funny enough, actually, the first take usually, for most of them, was one of the better ones. Yeah.
When the energy was like still all there when it first start playing, right?
Yeah, that's so. Yeah.
Maybe.
Because after you play the songs like second or third time around, you're just like,
You become more
tiring
okay,
already.
let's just get done with this.
Yeah.
and you become more conscious about things after the third try. You kind of
Become more rigid, right?
Yeah,
in a way.
in some ways.
Okay.
And I don't think we actually have done. We've only done one other live recording ever, which was live at the Green Room.
No, yeah, correct.
Right.
No, there's another one
Oh,
we did
the
at
Channel V
Channel
one.
V
Yeah.
live session. Yeah.
There's another one.
Is it?
Channel 5.
Channel
Oh,
5.
live and loaded.
Live and
Live and
loaded.
Loaded,
Yeah. Good times. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Well, looking back at the playlist that you guys submitted, I noticed there are 2 Oasis songs. Like
Cannot escape.
Dave, you picked Cigarettes and Alcohol, and William, you picked Roll With It.
Yeah.
And this was like you're saying like this is the first few songs that you guys played together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Oasis, yeah.
Oasis,
Oasis was the backbone of Electrico early days. You know, we played a lot of their songs because, I mean, a lot of the tracks were just with simple chords. Just jangle, have some swag like Liam, right? And then you can go out and
just to have the attitude,
you can rock out
Yeah.
already, right? So that formed our template. So that's easy enough. And we just practiced a lot of the songs. So I mean, there's for sure Oasis songs will end up on this list.
And like speaking of Django, you have something on similar vein, Desmond. Something from the Beatles.
Oh yeah, I think
All My Lovin'.
yeah, that's one of the songs that we we were Electric Company back in 1986, we were jamming in the container,
yeah.
a
Oh,
20
a container?
a 20-foot container. It's a
Okay.
studio
That was our the birth of our band was in a container.
in a container. Yeah,
Because that was
Shipping container.
that was the church's band room.
yeah.
This 20-foot container plonked in a car park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we were jamming inside, and then we want to choose like a Beatles song because of the church people, the church goer. Some of them are I think are Beatles fan and stuff. So we thought that would be a very good track to
Yeah, because nothing else was religious.
to really like to present to for the fanfare that we were jamming for, that kind of thing. And then after we play together, I mean, like I was doing the running bass, dum, dum, bum, bum, dum, bum, bum. It's like and then he come to the beat, and then the guitar and all the singing. It just felt that everything meshed well together and all. And back then, Keith Colasso was like the guitarist back then.
DJ KFC used to be in our band as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they played together, and he was doing the rhythm guitar, and then he was doing the bit of that solo thing. I don't know. I think we all practiced hard. Then suddenly just felt that it meshed and it clicked.
That was that container was the first time where we made music together, and then we got infected by the whole live music thing because it was instantaneous. I remember.
Yeah.
The moment is like, oh my god, did we just do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get electric shock out of it and stuff. Hence the name.
That's true. There was a microphone there that was not grounded. Always get zapped, and that's the name lah.
Yeah.
So like the first time I heard Dave wrote his first song, like it's called Mine.
Oh, mine, yeah.
Yeah. Also
I played it to you all there. Is
I
it?
think it kind of inspired the whole band to get started also.
Cool.
Because Dave
cool.
was right. He wrote this song when he was in
in Oregon,
right?
and studying in the States. Yeah.
So just now I kind of like asked about like the 4 songs and EP. Were there, any other songs that you guys would have included, or what was the like limitation?
Time.
Yeah.
Time, and also because I guess we knew that we had a lot of rehearsing to do. I think the more tracks you put on your plate, the more time you're going to have to spend. So we didn't want to bite off more than we could chew.
I don't think we want to thin our energy out in a sense and put our focus into these 4 songs that we've chosen and stuff. So I mean that there were some other songs that in the running for like to be inside this B-side, but after that we think like, okay, these 4 are the ones.
So what didn't make the cut?
Don't make the cut lah. Say they
Besides part 2.
Maybe
they made the cut, but then we were
Right, maybe we can look forward to a B-sides part 2 then.
maybe.
time and money permits.
Yeah, but I See the Light is one.
I See the Light.
Hello.
We talked about
I
Hello.
would have wanted to do Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more. What else? We were thinking about, I think, is it Faces or Liberation?
Faces or Liberation.
From the We Satellites album. Yeah. Some of this,
All those that will translate nicely with the symphonic chamber. Because we wanted to make sure the songs that we chose had space for the strings and the brass to kind of come out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you definitely need some space for the additional parts to kind of like shine as well to make the recording.
Yes, all to have to complement each other. It's not just add on for the sake of adding it on. So yeah.
So like revisiting, all these songs from previous albums, old songs and all that, like, you know, have, you know, songs, you know, kind of like change, how do these songs, like, you know, read differently to you guys nowadays? Like when you revisit all these old songs, what's the feeling?
Oh, I think immediately you can see, and again, this is just from my perspective. You can see our process, lah. You know, of what kind of a journey that we went on. I think the first album songs were to me the most unadulterated. I think they were just a lot more free spirited,
brash in some ways. I think.
Raw, brash. Some of them like very rudimentarily arranged, but free spirited lah. And I prefer to use the word free spirited.
Free spirit, man, bro, is the word.
You know, and in that sense, there was a lot more sincerity, I think, in that music personally for me. And then when we went into the album, the music from Hip City, where you had Love and New Wave and Only Where I'm Going and stuff like that, it was more thought out, I think. You could see things were a little bit more thought out. And then when you went into the third album, which is We Satellites, it became a lot more experimental, where we were trying to push ourselves.
That's where all the more Mute Math came in.
And that was post Mute Math, exactly.
I think with every album there's a different era and the vibe. Sound.
I mean, like, as musicians, constantly evolve, right?
Correct.
Evolve.
There will always be a flavor of the month, or something will come along that really you dig, and then it will somehow incorporate into your next thing. Like Save Our Souls, that was Mute Math drumming for sure.
Hail to the Friends. Also.
Hail to the Friends too.
Yeah.
So before, I guess, like, I find out what you guys are doing next. The last few picks from you guys, or actually last two picks from you, Neil Cicada, Laughter in the Rain. Yeah,
I mean, it's a song from my childhood. It's one of those, like I mentioned, like what I said there is, I feel that music is one of the real true time machines. It's one of those things where, you know, if you hear something out of the blue that you haven't heard in a long time, that was connected to a feeling that you had, straight away you're brought back. You know, and this song by Neil Cicada, Laughter in the Rain, is definitely one of those tracks. Because I used to sit in front of the Rediffusion box. I don't know if you guys know that Rediffusion box. Back in the day where there was an actual wired
near
box
to the ceiling.
There was just like an on-off
switch.
On-off, channel A, channel B.
Yeah, it was just a volume button that went off, and then like your A, B.
A, B, A English, B Chinese. That's it. Yeah, so I remember I can't remember how old I was. But I just sit all afternoon, definitely very young, because obviously got nothing to do, right?
Yeah.
Then sit in front of the radio and just listen, and it was all this kind of music, you know, late 70s, early 80s pop music that was still organic. This is pre-synthesizer stuff. And it's just really beautiful, organic.
Yeah, music. Definitely is a time machine. Bring back memories and nostalgia and all that. And the other song that you picked, Tears for Fears, Batman song.
You hear any Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love, the album is just all classic songs all the way. It's like after a while you just listen to it again, you just can always feel this arrangement, this sound, this melody. It's like you just give you a hit. It's like such great production, you know. Yeah,
I bought that album on cassette, and I listened to it for the first time before I went to sleep. And it was so good because it was a journey. It starts slow and it builds, goes on this crazy psychedelic Beatlesque ride, and then it goes into rock and all kinds of crazy shit, you know.
That's what I find about like albums. More recently, I think like artists are not so really focused on album productions anymore. They just kind of put out singles, and like the whole kind of like art of like a whole kind of like concept album.
Correct.
I feel that it's like kind of lost.
Correct. And that Seeds of Love album was one of them. And this track, Batman song, with Olita Adams on vocals and a lot of like legendary sessionists, you know, Nathan East on bass and all that, which they created an amazing jazz type, epic jazz track, which is so uncharacteristic of Tears for Fears, because everything before that I knew was very synthesizer based. And
Yeah, well, the song that I deeply resonate with from my childhood is Break It Down Again.
Break It Down Again.
Yeah, because like I think when I was growing up, it was constantly on like radio and MTV, and then I was like, okay, I cannot escape from this song. I did not like it at first, but it just kind of grew on me.
But that's after Kurt Smith left Tears for Fears.
Oh, that's after that.
That was after.
Yeah. God, look, those were the MTV days. You see, like sometimes some of the songs, I gotta admit, Red Hot Chili Peppers song gave it away.
Wow, champs.
I totally hated it
Yeah,
when I was younger. When I first heard it, it's like, what the hell is that? You know, that kind of thing. And after that, it's like, watch a video, not bad. After that, that
But the
groove.
song is so dope.
Yeah, after a few more listens, sometimes it just grow onto you. Those era, those music, it just grow onto you like this. It just capture you like that. It's like, whoa, actually this groove and this funk is so also awesome in that sense. Yeah. So,
And I prefer music that kind of grows on you, not the kind of Stray dude, this is damn dope, and then after that it fizzles out. You know, the kind that kind of grows on you.
Yeah.
Makes it more to buy the CD. It lasts longer also.
yeah, slow burn.
Slow burn.
Yeah. Like what you say just now, talk about the CD, the whole album as an art. Like now artists don't do that anymore. You know how last time we buy a CD, you always want to, you go to those CD shop and test CD first before you buy.
Yeah.
You always want to listen to track after track. Is it all the songs nice or not, that kind of thing? Then you commit to it. So and then you listen from the first track to the last. Religiously in that way, but I mean, like that was back then. But right now, it's a singles game. Everybody just
Singles.
get the singles, put into your playlist, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean the attention span is like so short, right? That like people just want to like get the single out and then like bang it out, and then like hopefully somebody play on TikTok and then
Just a minute again. See, do you have a very danceable moment there? No?
Even for dance music, if you notice, tracks are now like 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
They used to be like 7,
Seven,
8, 9,
eight,
9, 10 minutes also got.
The
Now
whole
4 minutes.
orbital days and stuff like that. It's like,
So what's one long form? I mean, there's like a side very hard question, spontaneous one. What's a one long form like concept album that each of you love?
Seeds of Love for sure, hands down for me.
What about you, William? Anything in mind?
I think I remember it's like the Smashing Pumpkins. I think it was the Melancholy and the Infinite.
Oh,
Sadness.
yeah.
wow, that one definitely is, man.
Do this.
The 2 disc one.
That one, they released the vinyl is actually a 4-disc vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they released in I think there was an edition they released in such a way that not in the track order of their double album. If they release in such a way that it's one side is actually all the mellow one, the other side is all the heavy one.
One side heavy, one side mellow. Right?
Because like when I was listening, I first got it on CD, I always thought like CD one was more kind of more of like the heavier tracks.
Heavier tracks and all that.
And then the second disc was like kind of like more slightly mellower.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. There's a bit of disjointed kind of feel to it. There's I think somebody or is it SP themselves made it like the way that it should be in that sense. I think it was I think who is that Robin or Kid G. He made a playlist out of it in that order also. And it's like, oh, that's awesome. Actually, it kind of flows that way very nicely and all. Yeah, so it's like, that's definitely one of them. But
How about you, Les?
wow,
Tommy
so
Page.
many, man. Tommy Page, I tell you, bro. That one and NKO TV. Those are concept albums, man. and which one is the best? Rico Suave.
Oh, Gerardo.
No, I mean, it's one concept album. Wow. It's hard, man. I can't think of it right now, man. It's can't pop into my mind. I think it may be a Teenage Fan Club album.
Teenage Fan Club.
Yeah. 13. I think. The album is like and if you buy the CD, there's some hidden tracks behind also. There are some covers and stuff. I mean, the whole album just flows into that. It's like the whole the whole album is like, it's a must listen from the top to the bottom, that kind of feel.
The last track is like forward right to the end, right?
No, not really.
It's a good one.
Actually, the one that is go on loop is actually the King Gizzard album. No, this is like go into infinity. It's actually quite awesome also. Yeah. I think the Teenage Fan Club 13 is that one is good for me.
Okay, and we flow very time specific.
Yeah.
Quite to one of your picks as well, Spiritualize.
Yeah.
You know it's true.
Yeah, that is from their Laser Guided Melodies album. I listened to that song from Big O Magazine. Big O Magazine last time got the free CDs. Yeah, they got
the
those
samplers.
Yeah, one of the samplers. Then thought like this, I was very heavy into those kind of like heavier stuff, and I was listening to Slayer, your Entomb, that kind of thing. Then suddenly this song came, I just had a CD and say, wow, so slow. That's the feeling, it's like, why am I listening to such slow stuff? Then after that, okay, skip the track and all that kind of stuff. Then I try to go back to it again, and during a more chill out day, then actually got very nice tone, timbre, sonically it's very nice. Then I got been drawn to it slowly. Like what Dave has said, these are the songs that the slow burn,
Slow burn,
yeah,
grow on you.
grow on to you, that kind of thing, and it's stuck with me forever. That is my go-to album to like have a very nice relaxed moment and all that kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a bit that song is there.
And like I think like when we were also growing up, I think the luxury of having multiple things or a lot of things to listen to wasn't really there. It's either you turn on the radio and then you listen to rubbish. Or you listen to what you have. And then you kind of like, I have this CD. I play this okay. You don't like it, you play also until you like it.
You grow into it, right?
You
force into it, right?
Yeah, but nowadays it's so easy, right? To kind of like, you got, basically the world is at your fingertips. Anything you search, it's just like there.
Yeah, it can be there. I mean, like even if some of the songs not inside the streaming services, it bound to be on YouTube or whatsoever.
For sure.
Somehow or rather, that kind. Yeah. So so it may not be a good thing somehow. Maybe, I don't know.
I had one CD in my house. I remember when CDs first came out, I only had one CD in my house. It was Chicago.
Yeah,
which was great. It was It was fun. Yeah.
My first CD was Paula Abdul.
Hey.
Oh, that's
I can't. It was like a remix of Straight Up.
Straight up.
Yeah. And my aunt gave it. Yeah, that's right. And my aunt gave the CD to me. Before that, I don't have CD. I was all like cassettes.
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean. You all had the cassette days and all, right? Then I know during the cassette days, I was chasing this song so much. It's like, I heard it on the radio. Then it was like I keep going to all the CD shop. Cassette shop in Jalan Sultan. Near my place, Chinatown, and see, what is this song? I try to sing to them, I try to find a single and you know what song is that? Cover Girl by NKOTB.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're my cover girl. Yeah.
No, but I see that process.
The process itself.
The process of discovery.
Yeah.
The chase for music, right?
Yeah.
Is, I think, what was great about it, because in that process you discover a lot of other things.
Yeah.
No, and the experience of going to different shops and hunt for that is so it's so invigorating in some ways. You feel disappointed when you cannot find it, but once you get it, it's like, wow, I got gold, man.
Chase is great.
No, it's not like right now Spotify just type anything, you got it there.
Have you all picked up like albums, right? Just because you like the
album cover, right?
Album cover, but
of
you have
course,
no freaking idea what the band or what is their music like.
Yeah, confirm.
And what was the best choice and what was the worst choice?
Well, I can't remember. I've definitely done that before. I just can't remember what.
Something came to my mind is like, okay, this is a very good band. It's Placebo. Yeah, but they got one album after the which album which got this three very tangible 3D thing. You pull up the artwork and got something pop up or something like that.
Black market music, I think.
I think so. Yeah. It's something moving and all. It's like, wow, very nice. I think the shirley shop person show me. And then I go, okay, I just buy this. I don't want to test it. I want to buy it. But listen to it, it's like, it doesn't really. I mean, some people may like that album, but to me, it's like, I don't really get it in some ways. So yeah, that's one of my that choice, I think, because of the cover. Good cover. I can't think of right now.
I can't remember as well.
Yeah.
Anything, William?
Can't remember.
Oh, there was one that I bought. I bought it because it was orange and it was kind of like braille, and I thought it looked cool.
Is that New Order?
No, electronic.
Electronic.
Electronic. Yes.
Yes, still that part new order.
Yes, it was part.
Yeah.
It was the new order singer, is it?
Vernon Sumner, yeah.
Vernon Sumner.
And what's the guy's name from?
Vince Clarke, is it? Was it?
Is it Vince Clarke?
Was it? It was another electronic group guy, right?
It's from the Smith. Is it from
Oh,
Smith?
is it from Smith?
Oh, sure, yeah, people.
Yeah, electronic. So you remember the orange one?
Yeah,
right?
the orange
okay,
one.
so he remembers that one.
Yeah, electronic.
Yeah.
I need that one. Only got one or two songs that is
Yeah.
okay. Only that's all. Yeah. Yeah, album sleeves, man. Those plays a part, man. This is also a kind of lost art right now. Album sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss going to like record stores and just like
Yeah.
even got no money to buy, I just like
Don't see, right?
browse around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after write down in my notebook.
Yeah, it's album sleeve also you got so much info inside and stuff. It's something that it's like you can read and listen to music. There's some you may connect also in that manner. So it's kind of nice. Oh yes, the one that I think I like it a lot is the also a big Teenage Fan Club fan the Bandwagonettes album. Simple pink color with a yellow money bag thing. But previously, at the time, it was that very long box form. The CD is a long box form because I think they made it that long box because to let people flip easily. Yeah, then I buy it because of the long box. Yeah, and it's pink. So like, whoa. then after this, testing the music, it's like, wow, this is awesome. I love Teenage Fan Club. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the last songs that William picked is by Foo Fighters. Everlong.
Everlong, yeah.
Yeah. Any significance, this song to you?
It's kind of the way it changes from one part to another and then go into a double hand stroke and a bit
It was the technicality that
technicality
they
of
got
the
it
song.
to you.
That got-
Okay.
He's the
got
most
to me,
proficient musician in the band.
He's the only one who can be called a musician. right?
Yeah.
I just don't like straight all the way. I prefer like something changes all the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
like time changes.
Yeah,
Time signature changes. Okay.
Like the verse and the chorus cannot be always the same.
Yeah, we say that William is our living metronome. Yeah, we always keep in time, We are the one. Both of us are the one trying to catch up. It's like,
Yeah, so I think like we're close to the end of this chat.
Oh,
so I
man,
want to ask,
already?
yeah, it's so fun, right? So it's like what's in store, or what's down the road for Electrico?
Wow, what is down the road?
Yeah.
Well, this B-side is going to come out on streaming services as well.
yeah, apart from watching it on YouTube, it's gonna be on streaming services and stuff, and hopefully we can do although right now live shows are very difficult to pull off and stuff, but we hope that there's a chance that we can do live shows, something more produced like what you see in the video, which is like a full shebang with the orchestra, with the lighting, with flying trapeze,
Yeah.
yeah, and stuff.
And yeah, I mean, if just try and keep up the momentum, maybe maybe shoot out more stuff if we can.
Yeah.
A new album, maybe.
Who's to say?
Yeah, I mean, like we've been road testing,
Especially in this singles age, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, there may be something in the bag,
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So, but it just takes, how we work, it takes time. Time, love, and tenderness by Michael Bolton.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time, spending the time with
Thanks for
me
the
today.
love.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, it's been incredible, kind of like catching up. I haven't seen you guys in I think for forever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I hope the next time we get to hang out is on a dance floor somewhere or
Yeah, dance
Yeah.
floor, a live show, or
Man.
or a live show. Yeah.
Bloody, the white label is such a waste, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hope something will happen again.
What was such a
White label?
Oh,
Yeah. It's joined and all. It's
Yeah.
like, oh man, it's just a waste.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
man.
we all evolve,
Yeah.
so hopefully that evolves at some point as well. Yeah. So thank you so much. So you guys can catch the new videos over on the Electrico website, which is
Electricomusic.com.
Yeah.
yeah, and on their YouTube as well. And the new EP will be out on streaming on May 7th, which may be after, maybe it's out already. So go stream it now. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for having us, bro.
Okay.